Ever feel like you're just drifting? Like you've sailed through most of your life, maybe raised a family, had a career, done all the things you were supposed to do, but now you're kind of wondering, okay, what's next? Maybe you're retired, the kids are grown, and things are, well, maybe a little too quiet sometimes. You've got dreams. Sure, maybe things you still want to do, or ways you want to feel healthier, more connected, more engaged. But figuring out how to get there from here feels foggy, like trying to map out a road trip without a clear destination. Welcome to the wisdom of experience. I've spent a good chunk of time thinking about how our minds work, what makes us tick, what gets us stuck, and what gets us going. And I've noticed something interesting. We're always told to look ahead, move forward, reach for the stars. But sometimes, the real key to unlocking your present and getting unstuck is to do something that sounds a little backward. Dreaming backwards. Sounds weird, right? How do you dream backwards? Stick with me here. This isn't some sci-fi thing. It's a practical way to think. A mental tool I've seen work wonders. It can totally change how you see yourself and your days. It helps you figure out why you want to get out of bed in the morning and exactly what small things you can do today to start building the future you actually want, brick by brick. It puts the power right back in your hands. Ready to check out this slightly different approach? Let's pull back the curtain on making today count, not by just rushing forward blindly, but by taking a smart look back from where you want to be. It might take a little effort, but trust me, what you discover along the way is worth it. Let's get started. Part 1. That what now? Feeling and the happiness puzzle. Before we jump into dreaming backwards, let's be real about something many of us feel as we get older. That sense of unease, maybe feeling a bit aimless, or sometimes just plain empty, even when life looks pretty good on the outside. Why is it that even with more time, maybe more financial security than ever, we can still feel lost? The trap of enough and the hunger for meaning. Philosophers talk about this feeling, this clash between our human need to find meaning and a universe that doesn't always give clear answers. In our society, we often chase happiness through stuff, money, status, fancy vacations, looking good on Facebook. We think, when I have X, then I'll be happy. But the funny thing is, once we get X, the thrill wears off fast, and suddenly we need Y. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. We're always running towards the next thing, thinking that will be the key. You've probably seen it yourself, haven't you? Folks with all the money in the world who still look miserable. And then you see maybe simpler folks, or little kids finding pure joy in the simplest things. A shared laugh, a warm meal, sunshine on their face. It's a powerful reminder that happiness isn't really about what you have. It's an inside job, a way of looking at things, a choice we make. A little more on this. Think about how ads and social media constantly show us unrealistic, perfect lives. It makes it easy to compare and feel like we're falling short. And as maybe old communities or traditional roles change, we're left asking big questions. What's my purpose now? What am I here for? Not having easy answers can leave you feeling adrift. Plus, even with technology connecting us, sometimes we feel more alone than ever, missing those deep, genuine connections. Happiness is how you see it, an inside feeling. Like we just said, real, lasting happiness often comes from how we interpret what's already here. That quiet moment after a busy day, a grandchild's hug, a simple meal shared with someone you care about. Those can be moments of true happiness. Think about it. Ancient thinkers like the Stoics said happiness isn't about changing your circumstances because so much is out of our control, but changing your attitude. Focus on what you can control, your reactions, your thoughts, your actions. Accepting reality and trying to be a good person leads to inner peace. Positive psychology today studies things like gratitude, optimism, getting lost in an activity you love, flow, good relationships, and having a sense of meaning. Happiness isn't a destination, it's something you build day by day. When dreams become a burden, Having dreams and goals is great. They give us direction and motivation. But when those dreams are just fuzzy wishes about some distant future, someday I'll be healthier, maybe I'll travel more, without a clear path from here to there, they can actually weigh us down. Vague daydreams. We picture some perfect scenario, but have no clue how to make it happen, so we just stay stuck dreaming. Pressure and self-doubt. We compare that perfect dream, self to our current self, with all our aches, pains, and imperfections, and feel discouraged, overwhelmed, or afraid we'll fail. Feeling lost. A big dream with no idea where to start leads to procrastination and wasted energy. We don't know what to do today. It's right here, where our desire for meaning meets the weirdness of happiness and the weight of fuzzy dreams, that dreaming backwards comes in as a unique and powerful solution. Part 2. Dreaming backwards. The counterintuitive key to unlocking today. What it is and how it works. The nuts and bolts. Dreaming backwards isn't about ignoring the future or living in the past. It's a smart way of thinking that connects your ideal future with your actions right now. Think of it like planning a road trip by first picturing the destination clearly, then figuring out the exact route and the first turn you need to take today. Step 1. Dream forward. Picture your future self. This is the fun part. Take some quiet time and really imagine the best version of yourself down the road, say 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now. Don't just think about stuff like a bigger house. Focus on the person you want to be. Oh, knowledge and skills. What does that future you know? What can they do? For example, confidently use a computer, smartphone, know a lot about gardening, play a few songs on the piano, speak a little Spanish? Oh, character and qualities. What kind of person are they? For example, patient, calm, curious, kind, resilient, positive, engaged. Oh, health and energy. How do they feel physically and mentally? For example, more energetic, less pain, mentally sharp, emotionally steady. Oh, lifestyle and relationships. How do they spend their time? What are their connections with family and friends like? For example, actively involved, spending quality time, feeling connected. Oh, the feeling. Most importantly, how does it feel to be that person? For example, proud, peaceful, content, vibrant, useful. Oh, quick tip. This future self isn't some celebrity. It's the best you, based on your own values and deepest wishes. Let yourself imagine, but keep it grounded in what feels right for you. Step 2. Dream backwards. The game changer. Okay, here's the core idea. Once you have a clear picture of that future you, ask these crucial questions. Oh, to stay that way, to be that person, what is that future you doing every single day, right then and there? And working backwards to become that person, what small things did they have to start doing daily from where I am right now? Imagine that future you stepping back into your shoes today. With all their wisdom, energy, and positive habits, how would they handle your day, starting right now? Oh, what would they read or learn? Oh, what activities would they make time for? What would they avoid? Oh, how would they move their body? How would they calm their mind? Oh, how would they handle challenges or frustrations? Oh, how would they connect with people? Oh, what would their morning or evening routine look like? Oh, what's their mindset when facing tasks, setbacks, or successes? This step requires honesty and digging a bit. You're basically reverse engineering your path, figuring out the necessary daily actions based on the desired outcome. Step 3. Act today. Anchor in the present. Once you've dreamed backwards and identified the specific actions, habits, and attitudes of your future you, the final step is simple, but not always easy. Start doing those things now, in your everyday life. Oh, start tiny. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Pick 1 to 3 core actions that seem most doable and commit to them consistently. For example, walk for 5 minutes, read 1 article, make 1 phone call, do 3 simple stretches, Write down one thing you're grateful for. O. Focus on doing not just the outcome. The big goal gives you direction, but the satisfaction comes from doing the small things each day. Celebrate those small wins. O. Be persistent and flexible. Some days will be harder than others. You might slip up. That's okay. The key is to get back on track. Your future you didn't get there overnight. They stumbled too, but they kept going. Cut yourself some slack and keep trying. Why does dreaming backwards actually work? The psychology. This isn't magic. It's based on solid psychological principles. Makes things clear and actionable. Instead of a fuzzy goal, I want to be happier. Dreaming backwards gives you concrete steps. My happier future self connects with one person each day. Clarity beats procrastination and sparks action. It turns a wish into a plan. Builds confidence, self-efficacy. When you start doing those small things your future you does, and you actually do them, your belief in your own ability grows. Every small step you take proves you can become the person you want to be. Connects today and tomorrow. It builds a strong bridge between who you are now and who you want to be. It shows you the future isn't some random thing that happens to you. It's the direct result of what you do today. This reduces feelings of helplessness and boosts your sense of personal control. Focuses on the process. By identifying daily actions, it shifts your focus from the big, sometimes overwhelming end result to the manageable process of getting there. This helps you stay motivated long-term and enjoy the journey of growth. It's like focusing on laying each brick perfectly, knowing it contributes to the whole wall. Simple cause and effect. As the old saying goes, you reap what you sow. By doing the actions, sowing the seeds, that your future you does, you're setting yourself up to achieve those results. Reap the harvest. Dreaming backwards helps you figure out the right seeds to plant today. The power of habits. Your future you isn't a superhero doing amazing feats daily. They're likely just someone who built good, small habits and stuck with them. Dreaming backwards helps you identify those key habits and start building them now. Consistency is king. How is this different from just daydreaming or setting goals? Different from daydreaming. Daydreaming stops at the fantasy. Dreaming backwards demands you figure out the actions needed now and actually start doing them. Different from SMART goals. SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Focus on defining the outcome. Dreaming backwards focuses on defining the daily behaviors of the person who achieves that outcome based on your ideal self. They can definitely work together. Different from visualization. Visualization often focuses on feeling the end success. Dreaming backwards uses visualization too, but takes it further by analyzing the actions of that successful future self and applying them today. Dreaming backwards isn't meant to replace other methods, but it adds a powerful, practical angle that strongly links your future vision to your present actions. Part 3. Real stories, real change, inspired by dreaming backwards. Theory is nice, but seeing how it works for real people makes all the difference. Let's look at a few examples, based on real experiences, of how this dreaming backwards approach helped folks find new energy and direction. Story 1. Jim. From feeling sluggish to active gardener. Jim retired a few years back. He was feeling tired most days, spent a lot of time watching television, and his back bothered him. He wished he had more energy to keep up with his grandkids and maybe find a hobby, but he felt stuck. He'd always liked the idea of gardening, but figured it was too much work. Dream forward. 1 year later, Jim pictures himself feeling more energetic, able to walk around the block comfortably, maybe even playing catch with the grandkids. He sees himself puttering around a small patio garden with a few pots of tomatoes and herbs he grew himself. He feels happier, more engaged, and less achy. Dream backwards. Jim asks, "Okay, that energetic gardening Jim, what's he doing every day? How did he start?" "Oh, he's definitely not sitting all day. He's moving his body gently." Oh, he learned some simple gardening tips for containers or raised beds, easy on the back. Oh, he started super small, not trying to landscape the whole yard at once. Oh, he listened to his body and rested when needed. Reverse engineer. Start today. Oh, try walking gently around the house or yard for 10 to 15 minutes each day. Oh, look up simple container gardening tips online or ask a neighbor. Oh, start with just 1 or 2 pots on the porch. Oh, do a few simple stretches for his back each morning. Action today. Jim decided to try 2 things. Oh, walk slowly up and down his driveway for 10 minutes every morning. Oh, ask his daughter to pick up a bag of potting soil and 1 tomato plant next time she went to the store. He'd just focus on keeping that 1 plant alive. The result, a few months later. The first few walks felt a bit pointless, but Jim stuck with it. Slowly, he noticed he had a bit more energy. That 1 tomato plant actually grew tomatoes. He felt a surprising sense of accomplishment. He started reading a bit about herbs and added a pot of basil. He wasn't running marathons or winning garden shows, but he felt better. He was more active, had a small new interest, and felt less sluggish. The path to that future Jim started with a 10-minute walk and 1 tomato plant. Story 2. Mary, finding connection and sharing her skills. Mary's husband had passed away, and her kids lived out of state. She felt lonely sometimes, rattling around the house. She used to be a fantastic knitter, but hadn't picked up her needles in years. She wished she had more people to talk to, and maybe could teach her grandkids or someone how to knit to feel useful again. Dream forward. 1 year later, Mary imagines herself laughing with a few other ladies at the local senior center's craft group, knitting needles clicking away. She pictures showing her granddaughter how to cast on stitches during a video call. She feels connected, warm, and hears more laughter in her life. Dream backwards. Mary asks, "That connected happy Mary, what's she doing daily? How did she get there?" Oh, she's definitely reaching out, not just waiting for the phone to ring. Oh, she found out where local seniors gather, or where craft groups meet. Oh, she dug out her old knitting supplies and practiced a bit. Oh, she made it a point to call family or old friends regularly. Reverse engineer. Start today. Oh, make it a habit to call at least 1 person, family, friend, neighbor, each day, just to check in. Oh, ask around or look online for senior centers or community groups nearby. Oh, find that old box of yarn and needles, sort through it. Maybe just try making a simple square. Oh, maybe walk down to the corner coffee shop once a week, just to be around people. Action today. Mary picked 2 things. Oh, every afternoon, she'd call 1 person from her address book for a quick chat. Oh, she'd pull out her knitting basket and just spend 15 minutes while watching television sorting yarn or trying a few rows. The result, a while later, calling people felt awkward at first, but it got easier. She reconnected with an old friend she hadn't spoken to in ages. Hearing her kids' and grandkids' voices more often brightened her days. Fiddling with the yarn felt comforting, and soon she'd knitted a simple scarf. She found out the library had a weekly knit and chat group, and finally got the courage to go check it out. Her days felt less empty, filled with small connections and the quiet satisfaction of a rediscovered skill. These stories show dreaming backwards isn't about instant miracles. It's like a compass and a map, helping you see the direction and the very next step to take. It turns vague wishes into doable actions. Part 4. The mind game, getting past inertia, building momentum. Knowing what to do is the first step, but actually doing it consistently is where the rubber meets the road. We need to understand our own minds to get past the hurdles. The invisible enemy, getting stuck in a rut, inertia and comfort zones. Our brains are wired to save energy and stick with what's familiar, even if it's not making us happy anymore. That's inertia. Any change, even a good one, takes effort and pushes us out of our comfort zone. Fear of failing. What if I can't do it? What if I look silly? Fear of success. Sometimes we unconsciously worry about the changes success might bring. More responsibility, unwanted attention. Perfectionism. I have to do it perfectly right from the start, or it's not worth doing. This leads to never starting. Lack of instant results. Those small daily actions often don't show big results right away, making it easy to get discouraged. Our brains love quick rewards. How to push past it? See it, accept it. First, just notice when these fears or resistances pop up. Don't beat yourself up for feeling hesitant. It's normal brain stuff. Start ridiculously small, micro habits. Like we said, break the action down until it feels almost too easy. Want to read more? Start with 1 paragraph. Want to meditate? Start with 3 deep breaths. This lowers the brain's resistance. The 2-minute rule, from James Clear. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, try to do it immediately. Or, when starting a new habit, just commit to the first 2 minutes. For example, just put on your walking shoes and step outside. Often, starting is the hardest part. Focus on just showing up. Don't obsess over how well you do each day. Just commit to doing the thing, whatever your mood. Consistency beats intensity over the long haul. Motivation. A fire you need to feed. Motivation isn't something you either have or don't. It's like a campfire. Sometimes it burns bright, sometimes it smolders, and you need to actively tend it. Dreaming backwards gives you a strong initial spark by linking today's actions to your future self. To keep it going, find your why. Connect those daily actions to your deeper values and purpose. Why do you want to be that future you? What truly matters about it? For example, being there for grandkids, maintaining independence, feeling engaged. When your why is strong, you'll figure out the how. Track your progress. Keep a simple log of the actions you've completed. Seeing progress, no matter how small, creates a sense of accomplishment and fuels motivation. A calendar with check marks works great. Small rewards. Link completing your habit with a small, healthy reward. For example, after your walk, enjoy a cup of tea. After tackling a task, listen to your favorite music for 5 minutes. Get support. Share your goals with someone you trust. A friend, family member. Join a group with similar interests. Encouragement and knowing someone might ask how it's going, accountability, makes a big difference. Set up your space, environment design. Make the good habit easier and the bad habit harder. Want to read? Leave the book by your chair. Want to eat healthier? Keep tempting junk food out of sight. Discipline. Not punishment, but freedom. Many people think discipline means being harsh or restrictive. But really, discipline is the freedom to do what you know is best for you, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is a muscle. It gets stronger with practice. Start small. Every time you choose the slightly harder but better option, like taking that walk, you're strengthening your discipline muscle. Clarity fuels discipline. When you know why you're doing something, thanks to dreaming backwards, it's easier to be disciplined because the purpose is clear. Discipline isn't perfection. You will slip up sometimes. That's human. The key is to notice it, forgive yourself, and get back on track as soon as possible. Don't let one mistake derail everything. Discipline frees you from moods. When you rely on discipline instead of waiting for inspiration, you make steady progress regardless of how you feel that day. That's real freedom from the ups and downs of emotion. Dreaming backwards gives you the blueprint, but understanding and using these psychological tools, overcoming inertia, fueling motivation, and building discipline, are the tools and materials you need to actually build your desired future. Part 5. Thinking a little deeper. Time. You and making life count. This dreaming backwards idea isn't just a practical trick. It touches on some bigger life questions about time, who we are, and how we make our lives meaningful. Time, more than just a straight line. We usually think of time marching straight forward, but dreaming backwards invites us to see time more flexibly, as something we can consciously interact with. The power is now. The past is gone. The future isn't here yet. The only time you have real power to act, choose, and make a change is right now. Dreaming backwards isn't about escaping the present. It's about using a future vision to energize and guide your actions in the present. The future isn't set in stone. While some things are out of our hands, this approach assumes your future isn't predetermined. It's a potential, an open space shaped by your choices and actions today. By acting like your future you, you're actively pulling that better future closer. The present, future, feedback loop. Dreaming backwards creates a positive cycle. Acting today, based on the future vision, leads to small changes. Those changes build belief and refine your vision. The updated vision then guides more effective actions today. Time becomes your partner in building the life you want. Who you are, always under construction. Some philosophies say we aren't born with a fixed personality. We create ourselves through our choices and actions. Dreaming backwards is a powerful tool for this ongoing self-creation project. You're not fixed. Picturing that future you is proof that you can change. You can become a different, better version of yourself. It breaks down limiting beliefs like, I'm just not that kind of person. Actions define you. Ultimately, it's not your thoughts or wishes, but your actions that shape who you become. When you start acting like the person you want to be, you are, step by step, becoming that person. You don't find yourself, you build yourself. The responsibility of freedom. If you have the power to shape yourself, you also have the responsibility for your choices. Dreaming backwards puts the reins in your hands, asking you to be proactive and persistent in building the future you desire. Finding meaning. It's in the doing. Viktor Frankl, a psychologist who survived the Holocaust, believed we find meaning not by searching for some abstract concept, but through creating or doing work, experiencing things or encountering people, and the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. Dreaming backwards helps find meaning directly through purposeful action. Every small daily action, when seen through the lens of dreaming backwards, takes on bigger significance. It's not just a chore, it's a step toward becoming the person you want to be, a brick in building your future. This provides a sense of purpose. Rising above circumstances. Even when things are tough now, health issues, loneliness, this method helps you focus on what you can do to move toward a better future. It shifts you from feeling like a victim to being an active creator of your life. Personal growth as meaning. The very process of striving, learning, overcoming challenges, and becoming a better version of yourself is inherently meaningful. Dreaming backwards provides the roadmap for this ongoing journey. By connecting today's actions with a future vision, dreaming backwards doesn't just help achieve goals. It helps us live more consciously, purposefully, and meaningfully right now. Part 6. Important reminders and potential pitfalls. While dreaming backwards is powerful, it's not foolproof. Like any tool, it works best when used wisely. Here are a few things to keep in mind. The comparison trap and unrealistic ideals. The risk. When picturing your future you, it's easy to pick unrealistic models, like airbrushed celebrities or someone else's highlight reel. This can lead to setting impossible daily tasks, causing frustration and feelings of failure. Comparing yourself constantly is a recipe for feeling bad. The fix. Make your future you the best version of you, based on your own values and potential. If you look to others for inspiration, focus on their habits, qualities, or process, not just their polished end result. Compare yourself today only to yourself yesterday. And make sure the daily actions you choose are realistic for your current situation and energy levels. Start small. Being too rigid, not flexible enough. The risk. Sticking too rigidly to the plan you first map out might make you miss new opportunities, struggle to adapt to life's curveballs, or ignore your body's signals, like pushing through when you're sick or exhausted. The fix. Life changes, and so do you. Check in with your vision and your plan regularly, maybe monthly. Are they still right for you? Adjust as needed. Listen to your body and your feelings. Sometimes rest or a small detour is the smartest move. Discipline doesn't mean ignoring your real needs. Be open to change. Sometimes unexpected paths lead to wonderful places. Forgetting to enjoy today while chasing tomorrow. The risk. Focusing so hard on becoming someone in the future can make you forget to appreciate and enjoy what's good right now. You might get stuck in always striving mode, never feeling satisfied, and miss the simple joys of daily life. The fix. Balance your future focus with being present now. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your breath. Savor your coffee. Really listen during a conversation. Notice the sunshine. Cultivate gratitude. Take a moment each day to appreciate the good things you already have, big or small. Remember, the journey, the process of learning, growing, trying, is where much of the richness lies, not just the final destination. Using it to avoid current problems. The risk. Some might use focusing on a perfect future you as a way to avoid dealing with difficult problems, past hurts, or toxic relationships in the present. The fix. Be honest with yourself. Dreaming backwards should build a better future, not deny present reality. If there are core issues holding you back, deep grief, serious health concerns, major conflicts, face them bravely. Seek professional help, therapy, counseling, medical advice, if needed. This tool can support your journey, but it doesn't replace tackling fundamental problems. Using dreaming backwards wisely requires self-awareness, flexibility, and kindness toward yourself. It's a compass, not handcuffs. Use it to guide you, not imprison you. Part 7. Wrapping it up. Letting dreaming backwards light your path. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground together, exploring this idea of dreaming backwards, a counterintuitive but powerful way to spark your present and shape your future. From understanding that what now, feeling, to learning the nuts and bolts of the method, hearing inspiring stories, digging into the mind games, and even touching on some deeper life stuff, I hope you found some fresh perspectives and useful tools. So, what are the key takeaways we can carry forward from this dreaming backwards idea? Today is where the action is. Your future isn't built on vague wishes, but on the concrete things you do right now. Dreaming backwards turns your future vision into a clear action plan for today. Clarity is power. Being fuzzy about what you want or what to do leads to getting stuck. By clearly picturing your future you and working backward to find the needed actions, you gain clarity that cuts through procrastination and sparks motivation. You know what to do and why it matters. Small steps make a big difference. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. It's the daily drip, 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 the short walk, the phone call, reading one chapter, that adds up to significant change over time. Dreaming backwards helps identify those crucial small bricks. You're the architect. Your life isn't just happening to you. You have the power and the responsibility to shape yourself and your future. Dreaming backwards is a tool to help you wield that creative power, consciously and effectively. Discipline equals freedom. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about doing what's good for you, even when you don't feel like it. It frees you from being ruled by moods and allows steady progress. Dreaming backwards gives discipline its purpose. The journey matters. While dreaming backwards points you toward a destination, don't forget to appreciate the process, the learning, the effort, the growth each day. That's often where the real meaning and joy are found. Be flexible and kind to yourself. Life throws curveballs. Adjust your plans, listen to your body and heart, and treat yourself with compassion, especially on tough days. Dreaming backwards is a guide, not a rigid rulebook. So, my friends, the road ahead might still have its bumps, and the fog might roll in sometimes. But now, you have a flashlight in your hand. The flashlight of dreaming backwards. Turn it on, not with wishful thinking, but with clear-eyed reflection on the person you truly want to be, and with concrete actions, however small, that you can take today. Don't wait for the perfect moment or some magic bullet. The perfect moment to start is now. Give dreaming backwards a try to figure out your very next step. Start acting in small ways as if you already are that more vibrant, engaged, peaceful person you envision. Because deep down, that person is already within you, waiting to be brought to life, waiting to be built by the choices, the efforts, the moments of your present. Remember, you're not just building a future, you're living it right now, in every purposeful action you take. I wish you a journey of discovery, meaning, and inner strength as you try dreaming backwards. Start today, and you might just surprise yourself with what you can do. Take care and be well.